Vanguard is the latest game mode inside of Diablo Immortal, and today I'm here with Try from the Revenant's Discord server to talk about the best ways to be successful. Now, Try is going to talk about the charms in the game modes, and how to defeat this on level 4, as well as everything in between. I want to remind you guys that Try is a great member of the community who gives us great guides through his Discord server. I'll be linking that Discord server in the description of this video. Make sure you go check it out. When you go to his server, I'm in there. Give me a tag and tell me that you made it. But Try, thanks for coming through and walking us through this new game mode. I appreciate it.
Yeah, good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So we're gonna dive right into this. Obviously, I'm in the screen right now for Vanguard. We did look at, in yesterday's video, the rewards that you get, and it actually turns out that the rewards do improve as you get further along, where on my screen last time it was not showing. I honestly don't even know if it's showing this time or not, but it seems the higher you go, the better rewards you are going to get. Either which way, it's worth getting to a rank 6 charm, because rank 6 charms are going to get you one of those Reliquary Boost equipment pieces of gear, which are going to give you something that the game does not have yet every 90 days, unfortunately. But not any more about that. Just wanted to clear up that last video. Let's talk about charms first. Try, tell us what tips you have for the charms. As it sits right now, I only have 3 of them. I have might, I have another one for might, and I have one for defense. Give me a little bit of insight on these charms and which are needed for success, etc.
Yeah, well, the main thing is just getting the right composition of charms between the 4 party members that you have. Like, you can't have everyone going in with, like a heal charm, for example, and expecting it to work. And a lot of times this means you can't just pick and choose, who to play with, based on who your friends are or whatever. You have to go by who has what charm and then make a party out of that.
All right, so it's just like any support type game. We have different types of classes. You want to kind of go in there with these charms so they could all support one another. Defense-based charms, healing-based charms, aggressive attacking type charms as well, correct?
Correct, yeah.
All right, now I know that you made note here that there are no healing potions inside. That's a great point. There's no way to heal unless if your build has healing within it, or I guess unless you have a healing charm. So what have you seen for success? Because I know me, I was struggling at level 3. How did you do the whole charm system to make it work for you to be able to progress through 4?
Another big point on the charms aspect is the rank that you get. Obviously, doing a higher level gives you a higher rank charm. And if you look at like the base damage and life percent that these charms give, it's much higher on a higher rank charm. The bonus itself, like a level 1 healing does the same as a level 10 heal charm, but the damage in life is just astronomically higher. That's what allows you to basically stay alive and complete a run successfully, is getting the higher rank charm.
All right, that makes a lot of sense. Obviously, it's a reason to level up our charm is so that it can be more strong to help you progress. So if I'm stuck and can beat level 2, what I need to then do is farm level 2 to upgrade the charm strong enough so that I can then have that extra power to go into level 3.
More or less, yeah. I mean, now this mode's been out for a couple weeks. Most of our servers probably done level 4 now, and you could probably just get carried with the right group and make it work in level 3 or 4, no matter what charm you have.
Okay, so what's the benefit of that though? Like, honestly, I spoke about this in another video. You don't really get too much for your normal build inside of the game. If I'm using my normal build, I'm not getting stuff to improve it. And the only progression that I'm getting and the only reward I'm getting from this is leveling up my charm, so I can then get those charm rewards at the end of the 3-month season. So whether I beat level 4 or don't ever beat level 4, I'm still gonna be able to upgrade my charm to get that final reward, correct?
Well, it's to be seen yet. Like, this is a 3-month process, and I really don't know for sure how hard it's gonna be to get that rank 20 charm. Maybe it will take a lot of higher level charms. Because I do know, you said in your last video too, that just salvaging any charm gives you the same 10 dust, which is actually incorrect. As you get higher level, I think 6 to 10 rank charms will salvage into 15 of the upgrade materials. And then level 11 and over, I have to assume, are more. I actually haven't salvaged those myself yet, but so it is a bonus to get the higher rank charms, at least. And then, like, say if you have to, you can salvage them, and that will help you upgrade your main charms a lot quicker.
Yeah, regarding that, when I was talking about that, I had a rank 4 charm. When I go to craft or salvage that, I was only getting 10 of the, we'll call it dust or charm shards, where my rank 2 I was getting 20. Turns out these rank 4 charms that I have, they actually dropped to me as rank 4. So they only have that base 10 charm shard inside of them, where this healing charm that I have at rank 2 that would give me 20 shards, it dropped to me at a rank 1. I upgraded it to 2, and as Y-Try said to me, when you upgrade it essentially keeps all of the shards within, so now it got an additional 10 from an upgrade, where the level 4s that dropped to me as level 4s did not get any upgrades into them. So that's why they're only at 10. It has nothing to do with the type of charm, it just has to do with how you upgrade it, which was quite confusing. All right, so anything more to talk about charms, or should we move on to the different stages?
We can move on.
Okay, so there's 4 different levels, as we said. Level 1 is pretty easy. You're kind of walking the Guardian along. Level 2, you're cleansing the purifications. Level 3, you got the Heliquary boss at the end. Level 4, I haven't even gotten there yet. So tell us what we need to know about each of these levels.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Level 1, like you brought up, it's kind of like an idol in a battleground match where you just stand on top of it and he moves to the objectives, and then once you're on each one, you have to stand there long enough to cleanse the purification pile. And then you'll move on to the next one, and once you get through all 3 of them, you're done. Level 2, it actually takes away the escorting process, and you physically just have to move to each one of those purification piles yourself. And then again, you go through all 3 piles, you're done. 3 and 4 gets a little more complicated, as you then have the boss at each one of these. It's the same as level 2 otherwise, like you go to each one of these purification piles, stand there long enough to cleanse it, go to the next one. But at the end, there's a boss to fight, and they have a lot of HP, they hit hard, it can be a challenge for sure.
No, I mean, that makes sense. Pretty self-explanatory how the whole system works. I actually think that the most annoying one is stage 1, where you have to do the escorting. I'm not a big fan of escorting parts, but I know that you have a few tips that really work for all levels. Why don't you share some of those tips with us now?
Yeah, well, one of the big ones, at least for level 3 and 4, especially if your party is struggling with it, it can really help to have at least one person using 6-piece Vithu set. Reason for this is like the heal you get from Vithus is going to be better than any of the heal charms even. The downside is the set bonus can only proc once every 40 seconds. But it is like, once it goes off, it's like a full heal instantly, and you'll stay full health as long as it's active. So that definitely does help. I guess another big one, like I already mentioned, is just having the right charm composition. Like you don't want to have, like I say, everyone on heal. It definitely takes a lot of damage to take down the bosses and everything at the end. You're gonna need some of the might skills, and even the Bane works pretty good just for adding damage. Otherwise, it's use the highest charm that you got, because that will give you the most damage and life bonuses, and work with whoever else has a charm that works with your guys' party.
I also see that you put in there in your notes here, move away from a party for 5 seconds only when your corruption level is about to overflow. What's that all about?
Yeah, that's good. So, and I think this only happens in level 3 and 4. Every now and then you'll see a message on your screen that pops up, and it says your corruption level is about to overflow. And when this happens, you'll see this like black and red skull icon appear over your head. And if you're standing next to your teammates, you'll actually like explode and do damage to your teammates. So when that happens, when you see this message, you have to walk away from your teammates far enough that you're not going to hurt anybody. And then once the icon goes away, you move back to the party.
Okay, makes sense. Makes actual complete sense. Honestly, this doesn't seem like a very difficult game mode as far as strategy goes. You stick together as your team to get your buffs together. You go from one to the next. You hold off the hordes of enemies. Bosses are really tanky, so you need to make sure that you're not hit by them, and then they hit hard. And you have to be smart with your charms, because they're essentially acting as additional skills for us. So the key to upgrading from one level to the next would be to get those charms to the next level. Obviously, have a good party of people that knows what they're doing. Do you find any benefits of particular classes? Like me as my necromancer, would I be able to do well in here because I could have a bunch of spawn? Or is there any classes that you would recommend or not recommend?
I guess me personally, I haven't seen a whole lot of difference. I will say it is nice having Barbarian in your party because they can have Undying Rage and basically can't die. Because
Hmm.
once that procs, you get the heal and you're back to full health. And it could be argued too where they don't have the best like AOE damage either. So it is nice to have an assortment. You get some high DPS classes or range classes in there. You got your tanks that can kind of stand in the front and take some of the damage and help everybody out.
Yeah. So your typical how to party up and be successful in different elements of the game, maybe more specific to like Heliquary, right, where you're taking down a big boss or something. How you would specifically team up there. Any other last minute tips that you have before we end out for the day?
No, that's about it. I guess aside from like you already mentioned, the whole point of doing Vanguard, the reward that you get at the end of the 3 months. If you actually click on, you go into the rewards for the team rewards. If you scroll down to rank, well, the 16 to 19 or the rank 20, if you look at that first one, it would actually click on it. So here it tells you in the bottom. So this equipment will always have 3 attributes and will always have 4 magic attributes. So what that
Mm,
means is it's guaranteed to be a 3/4 item.
got it. Okay, so that's what I was missing from yesterday's video. When you click on it, so at the rank 6 to 10, you have 2 additional attributes and you must carry 2 magic. Then it goes from 3 to 2 as you jump up. And when you get to up to level, what is it, 16 to 19, the equipment has 3 attributes. The equipment always has 3 magic attributes. And then level 20 has 3 attributes and 4 magic. So really, that does show that it is worth the grind to get it to 20, where yesterday in that video, I was not clear on that because it wasn't showing it when you hover. Now it's very clear. But the big question that stands is how hard is it to actually get to a level 20 charm? And I would bet that it's difficult, being that the season lasts 3 months. That's 90 days, is a long time to wait for one piece of gear. That piece of gear has got to be amazing if you're getting it to rank 20. But the issue with that is it's got a combat rating on it, and that could very much suffer, specifically when you're going to the next Inferno difficulty. So, any thoughts on that? Like, I guess we'll see if it's worth it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm unclear how long it'll take to actually get a rank 20 charm, but I will say at least this is like the mystery Lego item where it can be stored in your stash and you can open it whenever you want.
Yeah.
So like right before a new difficulty, you wouldn't want to open this, and then like you say, 10 levels later, now you're in Infernal 4 or something, and it's no longer a high CR item for that difficulty.
Yep. But with that being said, no matter when you open it, even if at the beginning of a new difficulty level, it's a temporary piece of gear that's going to eventually be replaced because its combat rating is too low.
Oh,
Either
for
way,
sure. Yeah.
the game mode is fun. We have the reason to play it. We know what that reason is, and we have to test out after the next 3 months if it's actually worthwhile. Appreciate your tips and everything coming through here today, Why Try. For everyone that has not checked out his Discord server, it's called the Revenant's Discord server. I'll be linking it in the description of this video. Go check it out. It's a great community with a lot of great information. But thanks again for coming through, bro.
Yeah, thanks for having me again.
And we'll see all you guys back here tomorrow with another Diablo Immortal video.